All right, welcome back to our training video series. And today we're going to be talking about solar math for leases. More specifically, how to figure out how to price out a leasing deal if there are adders involved. If there's no adders involved, it's pretty straightforward. However, if adders are involved, it becomes a bit more complicated. The reason being is that if you were doing a purchase or a financing deal, the adders are automatically built into the pricing. With leasing, it's the exact opposite, and we have to manually add them to the deal. To do that, there's a specific formula to follow. I'm first going to explain it to you and show it to you manually, and then demonstrate it on the built-in calculator in the CRM. That way, you're going to have an understanding of what and why you're doing what you're doing when you're using the calculator. So, how to figure out what the target EPC is. All right. Uh, what we're doing is adding the cost into the price per kilowatt to determine what to charge the customer for their lease. And there's 7 steps in which to do it. We're going to convert the system from kilowatts to watts by multiplying the kilowatt size by 1,000. So if there's 7 kilowatts, we're going to multiply it by 1,000 to get 7,000 watts. We're then going to figure out what your baseline red line is for the state the house is located in and what leasing company you're using, and then figure out what your target red line is by adding the baseline red line to the spread amount you want to make, which equals the desired net price per watt. We're then going to multiply your desired net price per watt by the system size in watts, which equals the gross contract price. We're then going to total the cost of the adders by adding them all up, and then add the gross price to the total cost of the adders to get a contract price. We're then going to divide the contract price by the system size in watts, which will give us our watt target EPC. So, for example, let's say the system size is 7.44 kilowatts, and the baseline red line is 220 per watt. And in this case, we're going to have 2 adders. We're going to have $1,000 distance adder, a 1,500 miscellaneous, to have a total price of 2,500 in adders. So the first step, we're going to multiply the 7.44 kilowatts by 1,000 to get a 7,440 watts. Our base red line price per watt in this case is $2.20. So if you wanted to make a dollar spread on your commission, you would add the 220 plus a dollar to get 320 per watt, which equals our desired red line. So we're then going to take that desired red line, in this case, $3.20, and multiply it by the 7,440 watts. And we're going to come up with a contract price of $23,808. We're then going to take our adder cost and add it to the gross contract price. So our adder cost we figured out was 2,500. The gross contract price we decided was 23,808, and we're going to come up with $26,308 for the total contract price. We're then going to divide that total contract price by the amount of watts. So in this case, 26,308 divided by 7440 in watts. And we're going to come up with a target EPC price of $3 and I'm sorry, 3.54 per watt. Now that's in cents, so it's actually 0.0354. If you round it up, it's it's 4 cents a watt. All right. So there you have it. Now we're going to put this into practice, and what we did it manually. So let me show it how easy it is to use the calculator. Now, to access the calculator, we're going to go to our CRM. And once we're in the CRM, we're going to go to the lease adder calculator here on the left-hand side. We're going to open that up. And then we're just going to plug in the fields. The ones that we have to plug in are in pink. The red will automatically calculate it for you. So we're going to put in our 7.44 kilowatt. We're going to put in the 220 in red line. We want a target red line of 3.2. And our adder cost was $2,500. And that gives us a watt target EPC of 3.53. All right, so we're going to round it up, and that'll give us 4 cents. All right, so if you were at 14 cents a watt previously, before we had to do the adders, you have to add the watt target EPC. So in this case, 4 cents to get 17.17, 18 cents a watt, rounding up, or 17.4 cents. All right. Now you may have to play with the desired red line to make the numbers work with the leasing company and their limits. So for example, let's say their limit was 17 cents. And in this case, you had 18 cents. You would need to adjust the lower red line target to 3 cents instead of 3.22 cents that you had before, to get down to 3 cents and ultimately get down to their 17 cents. So let me show you how that works. So once again, we'll take these out, back them out. And we have 7 point. Your red line was 220. And instead of 320, we're going to go down to 3.0. And our adder cost was 2,500. And that gets us down to 3 cents, is where we needed to be to get to the 17 cents under their limit. So that's it. Let us know if you have any questions or need any help. Again, this simplifies the process for you, making it quicker, so you don't have to sit there with pad and paper and figure this out following the formula. It does it all for you. You just plug in the variables and it does all the work for you, making it very simple. Please let us know if you have any questions or need any help. Thanks again for your time and patience.